Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to the Radio Toons podcast. How's it going?
It's going great, man.
I'm Steve.
I'm Ernie.
It's a nice rainy day here in California.
You can probably hear the rain.
Yeah, you probably can, actually.
Trickling down on the roof.
Maybe you can. But it's a good day for a Spider-Man trailer, wouldn't you say, Ernie?
Depends. What, did Tom Holland get back to us?
Yeah. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that until today, actually. I looked
Really?
through it. Yeah, I was looking through his Twitter feed, and apparently, like, to reveal the trailer, these random dudes were just like, "We need the Spider-Man trailer. We need the Spider-Man trailer." Then
they were pretty funny.
And then
I'm not gonna lie.
Tom Holland tweeted back at them like, "I'll see what I can do." And then
Let me get back to you.
yeah, and then yesterday he was like, "Oh, so I talked to Sony," and then
Listen, guys.
today it dropped. Yeah, today it finally came out. And it was pretty cool. I was. It's weird because like I feel like there hasn't been a Marvel movie in a long time.
Which is not true, right?
Infinity War.
Was that the last one of the year?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Wow.
No.
Maybe it's just because I count Venom.
What? Yeah. Well, yeah, Venom, I guess too. But like, when did Ant-Man and the Wasp come out?
It came out before.
It did?
Oh no, it did come out after.
It came out after. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that one was technically the last one. Anyway, for whatever reason, it feels like it's been like
Million hours?
Yeah, because I also didn't watch the Captain Marvel trailers because I don't really care. Like,
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be good, but I don't.
I think it's gonna be the same situation as Guardians of the Galaxy, where you're like, I don't give a fuck about it, but then you're gonna watch and be like, you know what? I really enjoyed that.
I think the opposite, actually. I think from the looks of it, it just kind of looks like a really safe movie.
Safe?
Yeah, I don't know. It just
doesn't look like a safe movie to me.
She doesn't seem like an interesting character to me. Like, I don't know. Just like do-gooder. Okay. like Guardians of the Galaxy has like they're freaks. They're all freaks, and
right?
they come together like spontaneously. It's not even like their own doing, and they're
like a Suicide Squad.
Why would you compare it to that?
But here's the thing, right? For one, it's a female protagonist, right?
Yeah,
and that still hasn't. Well, it's one thing to bank your movie on that, you know.
That's another reason why I'm saying like it's a safe movie. Like it's almost like I don't know. I'm basically saying like the gender doesn't matter to me. Just overall, it looks like Captain America or something like.
Well, yeah, but it has a really, first of all, it has two interesting parts to it that have to do with all the other movies, which is one, it's set in the 90s before any of this happened, okay. Right? It has Nick Fury before he lost his eye. And he's like in the trailer, he's like this really optimistic cop or whatever. He's like,
and he's got hair and everything.
And he's got hair and everything, right?
Does he really?
And then you also have the Skrulls, which they haven't mentioned in all the other series.
Yeah.
Which means that they can be hiding throughout all these movies.
Right. Skrulls are what, shapeshifters? Right.
They can be anyone.
I only know of Super Skrull.
From Marvel?
From Marvel 3, yeah, who had all the Fantastic Four powers. That's all I know.
So. But here's the thing, right? So there's a whole, like, from what I get from the trailer, there's a whole squad of these Captain Marvel people, which I don't know the story of Captain Marvel, so whatever. Yeah. But there's a whole squad, and then she gets, like, separated from it or something because she's not available for another, like, 20 years, 30 years, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it has to do with that, too. It's like she comes from the past, right? Or like she's from the 90s. It's almost like Captain America, like he's from
a little bit like that. Yeah,
I don't know. And like even Black Panther, I was very like.
Oh, I finally watched that. Yeah.
I was like I don't know why I watched Black Panther and I was like, wow, I could have skipped that one. It just seems so like.
I enjoyed it.
Like to me, characters like Black Panther don't even have like an arc really. You know, it's just kind of like. He's a do-gooder, and even though like you could say that Captain America doesn't really have like an arc in his movie. Mm-hmm. I still like Captain America because I like the 1950s and I like the like noir-y look, you know. And he's named Steve, so why wouldn't I like Steve Rogers? You know, like.
Well, why don't you pick him in Marvel then?
Because he's ass. But I don't know, like, and it's almost like I've already seen Captain America. I don't need to see another Captain movie.
I'm still totally in because you know.
Don't get me wrong. I'll probably watch it. I mean, I say that a lot about a lot of Marvel movies, and I still wound up watching. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp, right. I was like, I'm not going to watch that shit. But I ended up watching it, and I actually really enjoyed it, so, you know, who knows.
Well, here's the thing, right? I finally watched, like, Wonder Woman, Didn't like, and I thought, oh, this is okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. So like, I'm not running out to buy it. But I'm like, if that's what DC could do with female protagonists, I wonder what Marvel can do with theirs. You know what I mean?
I just find it weird that people point that out. It's like
what?
That it's like a female protagonist. I'm like, who?
Because it's kind of a big deal.
I
like name another female superhero that has had her own movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Wonder Woman and that's it.
But
so
my point is like
the gender shouldn't matter.
If you're pointing it out, doesn't it kind of defeat the purpose? Like
not necessarily, because I mean, as much as we're all equal,
right?
There's still differences between men and women, so it could be a different way to tell a narrative.
Yeah. I mean,
that's just it. I'm interested in the next way that they could tell this story.
What I'm saying is I'm not necessarily just all in because it's a girl. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not why I'm in. I'm in because it's a different perspective, and I want to see how Marvel does this thing. Okay. You know what I mean?
I don't really know anything about it, to be honest. I'm just like...
I don't know anything about
Marvel. From what I'm seeing, I'm just like, it's like a superhero movie.
That's as is the trailer we watched today.
Right, but like, you know, Spider-Man is like... Jesus, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you must be just coming in your pants.
Because this last year we had Spider-Man Homecoming, then we had Spider-Man video game.
No, that was like 5 years ago, right? Yeah. Spider-Man Homecoming came out like 2016, 2017.
All right, whatever. Well, we've had some Spider-Man.
Yeah, yes.
We had them in Avengers Infinity War, and then we had them in the game for Sony.
Yeah, Venom.
And then we had Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
The game for Sony, yeah. And then Spider-Verse, and now we're getting this, too.
And now we're getting this.
It's a lot of...
And we even had a little side thing with Venom, where you were able to see that movie ahead of time.
Right, yeah.
So a lot of Spider-Man going around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
a renaissance for the Spider-Man.
I think he's the most popular character in the world, so why wouldn't you just go all in on this hype of Spider-Man?
Dude,
you know?
It's so much hype.
But anyway, yeah, so if you guys haven't checked out the trailer,
go stop the podcast and go watch it.
Yeah, go check it out. It's like 2 minutes. I'm glad they didn't do that bullshit where they were like, or maybe they did, I just didn't notice, where they were like teaser before the teaser trailer.
No, they didn't.
I hate that. So I was able to just wake up and like, hey, look at this new trailer.
Hey, look at this.
Hey, I like this. Yeah.
Got Jake Gyllenhaal.
And yeah. And so it's basically Spider-Man takes summer vacation in Europe.
London.
Yeah, he's far from home. And
get it?
What? Yeah, he's far from home. That's right. And he doesn't want to take a spider suit or something.
Yeah, because London doesn't need Spider-Man.
Yeah, and they're playing "I Want to Be Sedated" by the Ramones.
Because the Ramones did a Spider-Man song back in the day. Yeah, I get it.
No, because when they say "I want to be sedated," a needle goes right into Ned's neck.
I know, but it was like, get me to the airport, get me to the show. So they're like going on an airplane to the next. That's the whole other thing.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay, yeah.
Too bad, Ned. You out.
Yeah. So I thought I was like, oh, it's pretty funny that they timed it that way and all that stuff. So Nick Fury's there and he wants to take Spider-Man on a Spidey mission. At first, actually, I was like, are they doing that water guy?
No.
Who is that?
Hydra Man.
Yeah, is that not him?
I don't think it's Hydra Man, no.
Why? Why wouldn't it be him?
So, if you guys haven't... Well, first, throw up the whole thing first. So, like, water guy comes up.
The water guy starts fighting Peter.
And then Mysterio shows up and goes like, you don't want none of this shit.
Yeah.
And he throws out his ghostly powers.
He looks pretty cool, actually.
You thought so? I thought he looked kind of dumb.
I mean, like, for a moment, I was kind of like, is this DC? Because I don't know what the costume, like, he kind of looked a little DC-ish for some reason. Like
it's a little DC-ish, yeah. Because he's got a cape on first.
But then he put the dome on.
Yeah.
Like the glass dome on his head, and he was flying around, and I was like, oh, I'm bad at that's cool. I like that. Like, this is just like I like that kind of crap.
And then there's a quick montage of like Spider-Man getting in a new spider suit that's black.
Yeah.
And then he's got even like a noir suit where he has like it's all black.
Yeah, like a stealth suit. Yeah.
And then he's like, MJ, I like you. You're pretty. And she's like, and that's the only value I have.
Yeah.
And she's just like, he's like, no. And he's like, you're pretty too, Parker.
And then she was just, she says, are you going to watch Captain Marvel? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should watch that. And she's like, fuck you. So she leaves. So
these are the jokes. This is where you guys have to laugh.
You know, it was funny. I was real fast. I was looking at I watched the trailer like a million times. And I was like, hey, that character kind of looks like Gwen Stacy, this like blonde chick. Apparently she was in the first movie, so
Okay.
so no need to dive in deeper into that.
Well, it could be Stacy. Maybe they'll use her later. They don't really say her name, right?
No, I don't know, but it said on IMDb it said Betty, and her
maybe her middle name's Stacy.
Her sweater had like the same colors. She had like a bright pink stripe with like a teal green on the sides of it. So,
but see, that's what I'm telling you. Mary Jane isn't Mary Jane.
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Betty's middle name could be Stacy, and she's like, my parents call me Stacy.
My parents call me Spider-Woman. Oh shit!
Are you fucking serious?
Whoa,
I'm
dude.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, so couple things for me. I think the costumes look dope.
I like them.
I like the costumes. I think they're dope. I think I guess it's just par for the course that everybody knows he's Spider-Man, because like that scene with there's a scene where Happy talks to Aunt May and they're just like, hey, it's a nice dress you got on there.
Oh yeah,
it looked real good in that. And he's like, what just happened? And we're like, oh, here we go. Everybody knows he's Spider-Man now.
Why does that say that everyone knows he's Spider-Man?
Well, it's Happy. Basically everybody in his life knows he's Spider-Man. Now the person who's probably going to find out in this movie is going to be MJ.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So now it's like everybody's going to find out he's Spider-Man or whatever. But anyway, I like this. I like the costumes. That's kind of weird. But the Hydro Man part that he was talking about, I don't think it's Hydro Man. See, because Mysterio is a bad guy but doesn't have real superpowers. He just has the power to make people think that they are experiencing something because he's a special effects guy, supposedly.
Oh,
so I think, that's what he does. That's why like he's able to trick people into doing things.
He's like an illusionist, right? That's what I thought.
It's exactly. It's an illusionist. So somebody was like, oh, so he's like a Scarecrow for Marvel. It's like, yeah, but like Scarecrow uses gas to make you think you're doing shit. This guy just has like special effects and he makes himself look more dangerous than he actually is.
Well, in the cartoon, he had those little cubes, right?
Yeah, the hollow cubes.
He would throw like his little cubes.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like, I think that the water thing and him like coming to defeat it is his way of like showing up Spider-Man because he wants to be a superhero. Oh, but when Spider-Man gets in the way, he gets pissed at him and he's gonna be like, "This is my town," kind of thing.
I see what you're saying.
So I don't think there's a Hydro Man. I could be wrong though, because they've done multiple bad guys in a movie before.
What I was gonna say is, if they did do that, it's fucking stupid. Because I thought Hydro Man was really dumb. I thought he was probably the worst villain in the cartoon.
Wasn't he obsessed with Mary Jane?
Yeah, he made a Water Jane or something.
Oh, that's right. He made a Mary Jane. Mary Jane!
Yeah.
And she just like turned into water.
That's right. Because at one point, like, Peter falls in love with the water one.
Because she comes back to him and they live like for a whole year and then something happens to her and she turns back into water.
Yeah. Somebody make a joke about Mary Jane getting wet. All right, anyway. So I thought the trailer...
Oh boy.
I thought the trailer was great.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for it. And like I said, like I feel like it's been a long time since we've gotten one of these. Like, it's been a long time basically since I've seen my Twitter timeline blow up with like, so hyped for Spider-Man and like posting screenshots of like, I love this, shit like that.
It's good times, man.
So it's cool, yeah.
Yeah. After Spider-Verse, I need more Spider-Man. I need more Spider-Man.
Mysterio is going to be the only bad guy, though?
I think so. Okay. I mean, so like in the other one they did, in Homecoming, they did Vulture as the big bad guy.
Yeah,
and then they kind of had the Shocker, kind of.
Yeah, that's true, okay.
You know what I mean? But they didn't really call him the Shocker. He didn't have much to do with it.
I said the Scorpion, even though...
Well, he's in there, too.
I know, but even though the Shocker had
But
like
I think what else... if they do a Hydro Man, he'll be like, whatever, he's a mercenary or something stupid like that.
Okay.
Here's the real question, Steve.
What?
I don't know one way or the other. Maybe some people online have already figured it out, but is it take place before or after Avengers Endgame?
Pretty sure it takes place after.
Really think so?
Yeah. Because, actually, I don't know, I guess. But
it could be before.
Wouldn't he have the suit already and stuff? Or?
It depends. Like, what if it gets damaged and it's not repairable and he comes back? Because they don't... All they do, right, when they check in with Peter, is he's on a bus. Okay. And then he takes off, and then they really don't talk about anything that happened before.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I don't know, like... Everybody was already making the joke that, like, when the trailer came out, they're just like, oh, I'm glad to see those... Events in Infinity War had nothing to do with the timeline.
It also could be before. It could be before, or it could be some sort of weird alternate timeline.
don't think they're gonna do that.
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
the weird thing is the inclusion of Nick Fury as opposed to Tony Stark.
why?
Well, that's the trippy part of it, right? If it takes place after,
Tony Stark shows up though.
I don't know. He's not in the country.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So like maybe Tony Stark does die in Endgame or something, or
because if it, like I said, if it's after, then Tony Stark, he could be dead, long gone, Avengers are gone.
All right.
So now Nick Fury's the only one left because he beeped Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So.
You're throwing some crazy theories at me, and I don't know if I like it. I was just ready to talk about this feel-good Spider-Man movie, and you're getting all crazy on me.
The Ned kid, he's not in the chair anymore because he doesn't have a computer.
He does.
He doesn't?
It's at the end.
Oh, is that at the end?
Yeah, he has a laptop with the same sticker with the little dog that says it's fine. when what's his face, Flash Thompson makes that joke.
Oh yeah.
Where he's just like, I love Spider-Man, and then
like,
Peter
what's
walks
up,
in.
dickwad?
Yeah, Peter walks in. And he's like, "What's up, idiot?" And he's just like, "Oh, Flash, you got me. You got me, Flash."
Is that what he says?
Yep.
I don't think he says that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Soup's excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see that costume, really, because I want to see what kind of thingamajigs it has, because they have that good scene throughout the trailer where he's just kind of flying.
I hope there's more of Spider-Man swinging, because they have like a 5-second clip of him swinging at the beginning with his cell phone and stuff.
Yeah.
And it looked kind of weird.
It did.
Like, I don't know what it was about it. Like, maybe it was a weird nitpick. I know it's just a trailer, but it looked strange to me. Like, it didn't look like he was... Like, you know how when things in animation don't look correct, you can tell? That's kind of what it looked like. Like, it just didn't look natural or something. Or like he was...
The weird part was watching him swing with the new suit.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, it felt like he was way too high to be swinging.
Okay.
In that, like, drop zone. I don't know. It looked a little... Like, the swinging looked a little weird, for sure. Okay. But him flying seemed to be a big deal.
Yeah. He had that in the other one.
He had a little bit of it, because he expanded, and he had those wings right before he swung back. But this one, it looks like they're much more pronounced. Like, they're further down. Okay. That's
like
what
Batman Beyond. Terry McGinnis.
Dude, I love that show.
When are they gonna
we should review that show.
When are they going to do that?
What? Batman Beyond?
Batman Beyond.
No, they're never going to do it.
That is why DC sucks right there, okay?
Because they did a Joker movie for it, remember? Return to the Joker. And it was dope. Mm-hmm. And then they decided not to do it. No, what are you talking about? It was dope.
It was alright. I remember not liking it that much.
The Joker kills somebody in it. Literally kills somebody in it.
Yeah, I know that.
That's why it's dope, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they can't make a good live action one. Like, I mean, okay.
Oh my gosh.
I guess I should.
Do you not even remember the movie? Because they show how how Robin got robbed from them, right? Harley and Joker.
What's your point?
It's a good movie.
I'm saying, when's the live action one coming out?
Oh, they're not doing one.
Like,
they're not gonna do one.
That's so dumb.
They're gonna keep milking that old Batman origin story.
Whatever. I guess I should. I should just be glad that the people working at DC aren't touching Batman Beyond, right? Because like, I remember when they had that suit in Arkham Asylum.
Oh, that was dope.
I was actually like, oh shit, they recognize that this exists. Like,
Batman Beyond's probably my favorite Batman series.
It's a good one. I liked it. But yeah, whatever. So, there's your fill of Marvel superhero news. I know how you guys love how we're Marvel shills. So there you go.
I just spent like 2 minutes talking about Batman Beyond.
Yeah, Batman Beyond's good. You've been watching anything or anything?
Yeah. Okay. So kind of excited to talk about this because it's one of those things where you see commercials for it on Hulu and you're like, they're just pushing this because it's no good.
Okay.
But on Hulu, for anybody who doesn't have, like, Steve has that nice $11 subscription.
For now.
No ads.
For a month, yeah.
No ads.
For a month at least.
I got ads all day.
Okay.
So I started watching this show called Future Man.
Okay, what's it about?
Before I tell you that,
right,
to kind of put up the primer, it's one of the executive producers, Seth Rogen. Oh, and boy. So it's
great.
The announcement's like, from the guys who brought you Sausage Party, and this is the end. Bring you Future Man. All right. Starts out with this guy. He's like, this game is unbeatable. Why do you still play this game? It's dumb. And he's like, I just want to beat it. I can't help it. I gotta beat it. He beats it, and then these two future soldiers come back and they're like, this game, we put this game in the past, so whoever beats it can help us fight in the future.
So it's what's that movie called?
They literally say that line. They're like, "So it's Last Starfighter."
Okay. Not sure that makes it okay, but okay.
No. But it's done because it. So like right away, that's the premise, right? He's a loser. Basically, he's a loser. Plays a video game. Then it's like, oh, you're the savior. And then what they do is like they take him back in time. That's the first thing they do is go back in time to the 60s. So that they're like, oh, we gotta kill this guy named Cronish because he's the guy that develops the cure to save all mankind that turns everybody into dicks. And then whoever wants the cure is forcing the people who don't have the cure to take it. And so there's a big war in the future. And it's so funny. It's so funny because the Cronish guy, the guy in the present time, he works for a company called Cronish Laboratories. And the guy who runs it is David Keith, the guy like with that deep voice that played like Spawn and all these kind of things. Anyway, he has like this big old herp on his lip. He's like, this is what we're trying to cure, man. Things like this. And so the slogan of the company is like, we're working on a cure for you and for me.
Okay.
And he shows the war, but he tells the kid, yeah, I got this back in 1960 something. Some lady named Barbarella gave it to me at a costume party. And so when they go back in time and they're going to kill him, he's like, wait, I'll just stop him from getting herpes. Then he won't have to, you don't have to kill him. And they're like, fine, we'll do it your way. And they do stop him in that first episode. And then it's like, we did it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it still happens. So it's a lot of like this. It's a little bit of time traveling, but a lot of it has some really good, funny parts of it.
Okay.
Including a lot of very subtle references. Like, for example, anytime he goes back in time and changes something, it goes do-do-do-do-do-do. Like, his parents are really nice people. But when they travel back in time, to his room and they're like, who the hell are you? And then they cause a bit of a ruckus and then they run away. So by the time he gets back, he's like, is that a gun on the wall? He's like, of course that's a gun on the wall. Don't you remember the story your grandpa told me how 3 Latino men broke into this house and wrecked the place? That's why we always have a gun. So like, it's kind of funny how like things that go back and forth. I've watched all the way to what's currently being played, which is right now the second season is streaming. And I gotta say, the first season was fucking great.
Okay.
It was great. There is a lot of crude humor, so it's very Seth Rogen. But
so it's a lot of time periods though too.
No, it's 3 time periods in particular. It's like the 60s, the present, and then one more time period where they try to jump back a little further back and like fix it one more time. But it's very cool because not only does it have kind of some crude humor, it has very subtle like. It has some very subtle jokes as well, but it's still pretty like gross, I guess you'd call it.
Okay, is Seth Rogen or any of the Seth Rogen Freaks and Geeks gang in it?
Some, but Seth Rogen isn't, like, he's in the announcements for the second season, but I still haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
But a lot of comedians that you like are in it. Like any one.
You're saying me, or you're saying the people in general?
People who any Seth Rogen person that you might like any of those movies, if you've watched any of them, some of those comedians will be there.
Yeah, and I don't really like that because a lot of the times that's the whole joke.
Is that they're there?
Yeah, it's always just like, oh, guess who's the doctor? Oh, it's
You
I don't
can't
know.
think of one.
No, I do. I got a perfect one. Oh, the doctor's Chris Parnell. Isn't that funny? It's Chris Parnell.
Chris Parnell.
Like, it's just so like.
That was your pull.
Any SNL movie, it's like, oh, who's the doctor gonna be? It's
Chris Parnell. It's Molly Shannon.
It'd be funny if it was like
it's Andy Samberg.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And I hate how that's always like the whole joke. Like, anyway, yeah, I get it. Okay.
Well, there's a couple. Like I said, there's a couple of those, but it's not like the joke. You know what I mean? That's not the big part of it. Like, a lot of it is very. It's crude humor, but it's, I don't know. It feels natural in the show. Like, for example, so
well, it's still
like
TV,
I told you,
right?
It's still TV. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So but it's not censored, so they can say fuck, and they do show boobs at one point. So viewer discretion advised. I don't know. They show boobs. But here's the thing, like, there's this great joke where, okay, so the people from the future have warriors that they send back sometimes, and these are warriors
Terminators.
Kind of.
Okay.
They're just people, but they're immune to all diseases because they took that cure-all, whatever, right? And they're trying to force everybody to take it. So that's why there's a resistance. But so they're like, well, he's like, well, how do we tell who's a sleeper agent and who's like just a regular person? He's like, well, we could always poison them. He's like, without killing them. He's like, what if we give them something that just makes them shit themselves really bad and throw up? Like, give them food poisoning. Yeah. He's like, okay, and it's not going to affect the biotics? And he's like, no, it won't. So they get everybody to eat these chocolate balls that have this like mushroom in them that makes them puke instantly. So then there's this whole fight scene that's happening while people are shitting themselves and throwing up because they can't handle it. That's funny.
To you.
It's funny because you're just like, oh my god, and they're kicking, like they're doing all these like moves and doing all this, and then people in the background are like, ah! You know, it's funny to me.
Great. Real.
You know who's in it that's really pretty compelling is that there's a character, the little kid from The Sixth Sense is in it.
Haley Joel Osment.
But he's kind of like big now.
Sora.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, that's the voice of
Really?
Sora.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's in it, right? But because of how the timeline changes, he has to play a different version of himself every single time. Okay. But he's like, it's weird to see him because he's a little chunkier. Okay. But he does a really good job at first. Like, he's an asshole. Then he's like a recluse. Then the next time he's just a nice guy that gets effed over. And he got to really flex his acting muscle. Oh, he did. He really, really freaking did.
Is he in more than one episode?
Yes, he's in several. Actually, he becomes more like this is what I like about the show. They build on whatever they have. So they have a lot of things that are still from like the first episode lead all the way to the end. But the characters in the very beginning of the show are not the same characters at the very end. Like, they even make that joke as one time when they tried to like redo something to get two more versions of themselves. Yeah. Kind of like to they don't. And then the people that come back, they're like, you're not the same people that we knew. Because they've changed so much throughout this time period that they don't even recognize themselves.
So they're constantly fucking with time.
So they are.
So they don't have like real homes and stuff then?
Well, they do, because at the very end of the first season, they try to go back to their home and everything. And so that's where the second season starts. But
all right.
But when
you don't have to get too much into spoilers.
No. But I don't think I'm spoiling a lot of what they're doing because they jump so much. His original timeline where everything's kind of the same doesn't exist anymore. But you knew, like, anytime you go into the future, or go into the past and change something and come back, of course it's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's very Back to the Future. They make a lot of Back to the Future jokes,
right?
Including like that little sound from Back to the Future. They use it a lot. Anytime something changes, that's very subtle.
That's Alan Silvestri. Does he do the music for that show?
No. Okay. It's just that little thing, you know what I mean?
He did the music for Infinity War.
Does he really?
Yeah, I didn't know. Because I watched it the other day, and at the end it said music by Alan Silvestri. I was like, oh shit. Since when?
Since when?
Like, I was like, yeah, like, has he been doing all the Avengers movies? What the hell? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But if you like any kind of Seth Rogen movie, I think you'll have a good time with this. It's more, I'll put it this way. It's like, if you like Seth MacFarlane, there's usually two camps you're usually in. You're either in Family Guy or you're in American Dad. This is more of an American Dad kind of thing, where there's a lot of story going forward. There's not just a lot of random humor.
What's this? So you're saying that Seth Rogen has two camps as well?
Yeah, because he has
Future Man being this side. Yeah. What's the other side then? Like Sausage Party?
Yeah, which is just like, I mean, it's a fine movie. I've seen a lot of clips from it, and it's fine. It's a lot of punny jokes and stuff. This one's more about like this whole story arc that's going, because my wife doesn't necessarily like Seth Rogen, but she loves this series.
So I think your wife does love Seth Rogen. Okay.
Do you think so? Because all she's ever watched is like Knocked Up.
Oh, she likes James Franco, right? Or does she not?
Yeah, she likes James Franco.
Okay. I was like,
I think we both like Pineapple Express, and we both like Knocked Up, and we like 40-Year-Old Virgin.
They're not okay,
but like This Is Us is not something she would watch. Or Sausage Party.
I don't hate Seth Rogen by any means. There's actually movies that I've seen. Like, I remember watching This Is the End and thinking it was pretty funny.
I haven't watched that, and I want to watch it now.
Or like Pineapple Express. I was like,
I love that movie.
Some of the jokes I was actually like, all right, it's pretty funny. It's just, I feel like people like those movies are on too often. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not movies that I would watch more than once, yet people believe that they should be on 24 hours a day. So it kind of kills it for me. I just like how like Danny McBride in that movie. I love this line he delivers where they're like messing up his place and he's gonna call the police. He's like, "Don't you break down my bathroom door?" And he's like, "You gonna pay for it?" And then they knock it on him. I just love the delivery he makes. But it like this is a little closer to that, where it's kind of a narrative story with these funny moments in it that are very, they're gross, obviously. All right. Yeah. Sounds pretty interesting. I might check it out. I have Hulu.
I would just say just watch the first episode. You'll know if you want to see it past that.
Okay.
Yeah. And anybody listening, give it a chance. Like that first episode. If you're not in on the first episode, I don't think you'll be in at all.
To like the first commercial break, because I don't have commercials.
Steve.
So should I just watch like the whole thing? Or?
Just watch the whole pilot.
Okay.
Okay. You'll like it.
Yeah. That's good actually, because I've been looking for a show to watch. I did watch the Agretsuko.
The holiday special?
Yeah, they had a holiday special, so...
how was that?
I did watch that. It was about 20 minutes long.
Wow.
Yeah.
They really...
It was 5 minutes more than like an extra episode. Or than an old episode. It was cute. It was more of the same.
Does it actually push the story along, or is it something? Somewhat? Really?
Yeah, it's a bit of a teaser for like, oh, maybe this will happen in season 2 or whatever.
I really did like season 1.
But it was pretty cool. It's crazy though, because I feel like anytime Netflix like brings something back, I feel like nobody watches it. Like maybe I've already said this before, but like when Daredevil came back, I was like, I don't know anybody that watched that.
They're like, idiots, because damn.
But like Castlevania season 2, it's like. No, it's season 1 still, right?
Yeah,
the second half of season 1.
It came out.
Yeah, and
when?
Dude, it's been there since like October.
Oh, I gotta watch it now.
Yeah, it's been like one of those things where I'm like, I just haven't watched, or like.
I fucking loved it. How did I not? How did I miss that news?
Like the gap was too long. Like I was just like I stopped caring about it. I don't know.
It's because animation takes forever. And I'm gonna say this again. Animation takes a long time.
Everyone knows that, Ernie. Come on.
You think so, but no. Nobody, like, some people still don't know it. I had a talk with somebody today. They're like, I thought cartoons were done 60 frames per second. I was like, that means you have to draw for a second. You would have to draw 60 frames.
Well, like, that's why Retsuko did the Christmas special, because they're like, season 2 is taking us fucking forever because it's animated. Like, yeah. They can't just shit them out. I mean,
which is funny because a lot of not to rag on Agretsuko, because I know it's a style choice.
You're gonna say a lot of reused assets.
Well, they do have anytime her two female friends, like the big bosses, the oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the ape lady and then the ostrich lady. Yeah. I forget what their names are. Yeah. Anytime they're walking anywhere, it's the same walk cycle.
Yeah. And actually, I remember I told you this when we first talked about it too. All their computers have the same sticky notes.
Yeah.
On them, because you could tell they just like copy.
They're just using assets. Yeah.
Which I was kind of like, why wouldn't you?
Which, by the way, I wouldn't be surprised if the building was like a 3D rendered model, and then they just take pictures of it.
It might be, because there's like some shots, especially like with that girl. She's like a fawn. Mm-hmm. The Instagram girl.
Yeah.
Where, like, when she moves around, it almost looks 3D. So I was like, I don't know if it's, like...
I mean, it would make sense, because then you just build those sets and then draw over them, essentially.
Okay. So, yeah. So, at the end of Season 1, you learn that Retsuko's trying to be more girly. Mm-hmm. She's trying to come out of her shell.
Right.
This Christmas special starts with that fawn girl showing her the ropes of Instagram.
What?
And trying to be an Instagram girl. Yeah. And Retsuko is, like... She's constantly like, I don't know why, but I love it when random people like my photos and stuff, and she gets all excited.
Oh, no.
It's really funny, though, because it's like that fawn girl, I should have just fucking looked up her name. Anyway, when Retsuko takes a picture,
right,
she points out everything that's wrong with it, and it goes into this thing where, like, you see the picture she took, and then you see the camera turn around it, and, like, she's like, oh, you should have cropped this guy's bald head out of the picture, and you should have been facing the light that's coming in through the window, so that there's like a lens flare on it and it looks all nice. So
that's really funny.
Yeah, and I was like, That's what they do, man. They know how to photograph their stuff on Instagram. So, but
oh my gosh,
I was actually kind of surprised that Red Suko doesn't have like a real Instagram on Instagram. You know, like a real account.
Right.
Because I was like, it's free. Like that's like the best advertising, right? Just make her a real fucking Instagram account, and then everybody can follow it and like it, just like on the show or whatever. But no, there's nothing. So
this is why a lot of this stuff, it's like, how can you blame some people for not knowing when something comes out, or like if they're? I mean, I'm not saying everybody needs social media, but definitely companies need some way to put the news out there.
You're definitely right. That's probably the biggest problem with Netflix, like season 2s. They put no money into advertising. If it's not Stranger Things, they don't give a fuck. Like there's no
even season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah, there was nothing.
There was the artwork for it was kind of cool, but like all they did was release like a poster.
I didn't see one goddamn billboard for season.
No, I didn't either.
How many billboards did you see for Mad Max the last season?
Jesus.
Last season of Mad Max had like 1 million billboards, dude.
Mad Max.
Mad Men. Sorry.
Mad Men. There you go.
Sorry, that's the show I like. Not. I've never seen Mad Max.
And like things like Stranger Things, dude. They released a trailer for the episode names.
They did that last season.
Yeah, I know, but they didn't do that for Daredevil.
And they also didn't do that fake mall thing.
Yeah.
Remember the fake mall like?
Yeah.
Like that to me seemed fucking expensive. They replaced all the signs with like old, like it was like the old Burger King sign, and
they had to bring Steve back before, and then put him in that stupid outfit. So that probably cost a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, check it out. If you've already seen season 1, it's only like 20 minutes. So
yeah, no, for sure. I can't wait for the second season to come out, and now I'm gonna catch up on Castlevania.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I didn't know that was out.
It's a bit out of season, but if you want, go check out that Christmas special.
We're gonna check it out.
Yeah. But there was also a leak that happened today.
What?
Quite a big leak.
On this rainy day, we had a leak?
Yeah, some might say. A leak not in my car, but actually on the internet.
Is there something wrong with your car? Oh my god, there's something wrong with your car.
Somebody data mined the Switch or something.
Mm-hmm.
They found a bunch of Super Nintendo titles on there.
Right.
Which a lot of people are speculating, naturally. That means Super Nintendo is going to be coming to Nintendo Switch Online, right?
Yes, that is.
So there's a big-ass list of games, and it would be very cool, Nintendo, I'm talking to you.
Are you
if
talking
you could just slap those on a Nintendo Switch Online.
Do you want them to? Are you sure you want them to do that?
Yes, because at the moment, it is really dumb the way that they're kind of like. They're kind of what am I trying to say? They're like trickling out.
Yeah, the NES
these 3
ones.
Games per month.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck off! Like just.
Well, listen.
Just like what is this?
So I signed up and I got it for like $20.
Yeah, I get it. It's $20 a year. It's a great deal, but still, like.
They said they were going to bring a lot more next year. That was the promise. So that's why I'm like, this better be it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want all these, like, I'm on Destructoid.
You have the list.
I have the list. So here's the list, and it's a pretty impressive list. Breath of Fire 2, Contra 3, Demon's Crest, which, from what I understand, is a very
it's not
rare
Breath of Fire
game.
3?
No, it's 2. It's right here. It says 2. Yeah. F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby Dream Course, Kirby Dream Land 3, Pilot Wings, Poppin' Twinbee, which I've never heard of, Star Fox 1 and 2, Stunt Race FX, which I don't think I've ever heard of, Super Ghosts and Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario All-Stars, which is great, but like essentially we already have 2 of those on the NES. Right. Hold on, sorry.
You were on the Supers.
Yes, I know. Just some stupid pop-up came up. Damn it.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get it back again.
I think Breath of Fire 3 is actually on PlayStation now that I think about it.
Really?
Yeah. That's cool.
3?
Yeah, it's on. I think it's on PlayStation. I remember I used to have that game.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. Okay, so shoot. Well, the last ones were the Super Mario ones: Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World.
Yeah, and then like Super Metroid.
And then Super Metroid. I think those were the last.
I think the last one on that list was Yoshi's Island.
Yes,
Okay.
it was Yoshi's Island. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I would just like to see it in my hands. You know what I'm
See
saying?
it to believe it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
of course.
also, are they gonna release 2 Super Nintendo controllers that latch onto the Switch like the NES
Oh
controller?
my gosh, don't even talk to me about those. Those were so stupid. Like, I love Nintendo and I love most of the stuff they do, but they were going to sell me 2 Bluetooth controllers that it's just 4 buttons and a crosshair, or like a D-pad. What the hell am I going to use that
They
for?
were like $80 too, weren't they?
No, it was 60 for the 2.
Still pretty expensive.
It's still pretty expensive, but first of all, you were only able to get them if you were an online member. Okay. So you had to have and they could check it because you can only order it through
because that's such an exclusive club.
Exactly, right? Now, by the way, the last one was super. It was A Link to the Past. That was the last one.
Okay, so a lot of Legend games.
Yeah, but and Super Punch Out. That was the other one.
Yeah. You listed off more than one Legend game. There was like the Legend of something else too. The Legend of Lolo or something, or
no.
You said there was when you read the list before, there was something else in there. Anyway, okay, great games, cool. I'm gonna fucking finally play these games for the upteenth time on my Nintendo Switch. I'm so happy.
The other Legend game was Mystical Ninja.
Legend of Mystical Ninja. Okay, that's what it is. I've actually the other day I finally disconnected my Wii U, and I just put it off in the corner of my room. We're looking at it right now.
It's over there in the corner.
Yeah, because
it's so sad looking.
It just finally I feel like it's finally done. Like, what else do I need off of there? Like,
you don't need Smash anymore.
Yeah. Smash was probably the final thing that was like.
Right. What else did you play on there? You watched Netflix on it?
No, I did watch Netflix on it for a long time, but Netflix would freeze on it, so I had to stop.
Wow, they really just wow. Okay,
dude, the Wii U is like a tragedy, dude, because like they stopped supporting so much shit on that.
Yeah,
like, there was like so many games that like didn't get support after the first day, and
Star Fox Zero being a prime example.
Yeah,
they could have done so much with that game.
Yeah. There was also this stupid bug. So we got Mario Kart for like the Virtual Console on there.
Right.
So I was playing Super Mario Kart on the Virtual Console on the gamepad, right?
Right.
Having a blast. And you or like my niece, somebody wanted to play too. And I was like, okay, cool, I got more controllers, so let's just hook it up and we'll play. The gamepad is always player 1, no matter what.
Okay.
If you plug in another controller, it will also control player 1.
Oh, that's right.
So we were both playing with controller port 1, and we had to do like some stupid workaround where like we connected 2 at first, and then we turned off the one that was connected to first player, so it would just be the gamepad and a Wii remote or something. And I was like, how do you fuck up this bad, dude? And it just goes to show that they like didn't really care about the Wii U after a certain point. They like
it didn't sell well, and because of that, I think they were like, let's just cut our losses. We'll just put all the money into the Switch.
I think early on, yeah, that was something that happened.
Yeah, because the Switch seems like what they actually wanted to make. Because that, like the gamepad thing, it's like the precursor to being able to just take a console with you.
I like the gamepad though too. I think it feels good.
I love it. I remember playing Nintendo. What is it?
Nintendo Land.
Nintendo Land on it. And they had a lot of fun games on it.
I think honestly, the gamepad feels better than the Switch.
Oh yeah, it's
like
a lot more full.
Like like the Switch to me is still kind of like, how do I say it? Like, not that it's not sturdy, but it like the 3DS did this too. My hands hurt after a while when I'm playing it. It's like not meant for adults. It's meant for like children or something, because like it just doesn't. I don't know what it is. It like stabs my hands in a weird way or something, but I can't play it for too long.
Yeah, and you know what? I have a problem with like if you're playing too much, or if you hold it a little too tightly. Yeah. Sometimes one of the controllers will pop out. You know what I mean?
Happen to mine.
Like if I grab it too hard on one side to press like the triggers, sometimes it'll pop out on me.
But then again, I'm not always popping the controllers off every 2 seconds. Like mine's been pretty. It usually stays in the.
No, I tend to dock it more often now. Because I don't want to. For one, I just like having a screen. And I have like kind of a sweet setup in my office where it's like the screen is above my computer.
Yeah.
So I can play that and kind of watch TV, but I don't know. I don't like the the handheld version is probably my least favorite controller. I like having the Pro Controller in my hand, or that 8-bit Super Nintendo one that I bought, or the one that you gave me.
Well, the 8-bit Duo.
That thing's so dope, man.
Yeah, I actually got this, since we're talking Nintendo Switch accessories, that same company makes like this wireless adapter.
I want to get that.
I mean...
Because you can use it also with the NES Mini and the Super NES Mini.
The controllers, you mean?
The wireless adapter?
Yeah.
For this 8-bit Duo? You can get one that plugs into the Super...
No, that's not what this one is then.
Oh.
This one is literally just for the GameCube adapter. Like, or I should say, for a GameCube controller. It's a single GameCube adapter. And it's wireless. So let's say, like, you have your thing undocked somewhere standing up.
Yeah.
You can play with a GameCube controller.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is that it's kind of wonky. Like, it connects fine and everything, but it has a battery. Mm-hmm. You need to have 2 batteries for it. And the buttons are swapped for some reason. So I had to make, like, a custom configuration that's called, like, adapter. Where the button configure is correct. So it's like...
That's strange.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of...
It's wonks.
Finagling to get it to work. But when it actually does work, I mean, it works fine. Like, it just... There was a few times where I was just kind of like... Like, when it first started syncing... I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I think... I'm not sure, but I think you have to actually disconnect the controllers, the Joy-Cons. I'm not sure, though.
It's like, a lot of work to go through for this GameCube
so,
controller.
Yeah. But what I was going to point out to you is that it has that Wii port on it.
Right.
For, like, the nunchuck.
Right.
So, theoretically, I could just plug in my NES Classic controller and play like that. If I really wanted to. Yeah. So, there's a plus.
Right.
I actually haven't tried plugging 2 controllers into it, like, plugging in both holes from both sides, you know what I'm talking about? Because it has the holes on both sides.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do that tonight. You know what I mean? Anyway. But yeah, and I know we've talked about this before, or I think we have at least mentioned it. They're going to make, like, another Switch next year?
Yeah, okay, but... Yes, we did talk about it last time. So with a rumor, or I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but the rumor is that they're just going to make an updated version of it. It's not going to like be, oh, you have to get the games on this one or whatever, but it's just like a Switch Lite or a Switch DXL or whatever.
They better have more details on that soon, because I'm tired of speculating, and I know how Nintendo likes to be secretive about everything.
Except when they get leaked.
Yeah.
Except when they get leaked.
Can you not stop that? Like,
data mining?
Because that's the problem with Overwatch too. Is like anytime they do anything, people data mine the shit out of it.
No, you can't. Essentially, if you can't make. Essentially, it's like if you've ever talked to a locksmith or a guy that's like makes safes or any kind of thing like that, you never make something unbreakable or like where you can't break into it. It's just it'll take a lot longer to break into it. And it's the same thing with like security protocols on any kind of device. It just takes time to break it.
Nice. Yeah, because that is always the thing, is that like people are always just like, they've already done it. Like the time limit is what's like, yeah.
Like I'm sure as soon as you get it, there's a program that could be kind of run to start decrypting and data mining stuff, and you can search it and catalog it and blah, blah, blah. Because they're literally giving you a disc. They're literally putting the program on your Switch every single time. It's not like it's broadcasting it to your Switch.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So you have all the information there to read.
I gotta look for something to play on it other than Smash Brothers.
I'm telling you to try Rabbids. It was on sale for like $15, and it's a dope game.
Yeah, maybe I'll check that out.
I'm on level 3 now.
I was supposed to play fucking that Resident Evil 2 demo.
But you didn't. All you've been playing is Snowboard Kids 2.
Yeah, I have it. I have the demo.
If you haven't seen it, we've been playing that the last few days on Play Toons on the YouTube channel. So go check that out.
Yeah, on the YouTube. Resident Evil 2 apparently. So remember how I was telling you, like, you get to the end,
right?
It fucking self-destructs or something.
Hopefully not on your console.
Apparently on computer, it's pretty fucking easy to just
reinstall it.
Yeah. Not even reinstall it. There's like they have like a program. It was like the first thing in the Steam community news. I was just like, use this program. It'll just restore your save file, and you just play it again. So I was like, all right, cool. I mean,
that's why I love PC, man.
Yeah,
I love PC.
That's why people hate releasing shit on PC. Are you kidding me? Like,
I know.
I remember for the longest time they didn't want to release Dead or Alive on PC because they were just like, you guys are just gonna make them nude. Yeah, like, you better not make them naked, guys.
That's the first thing we're gonna do.
Yeah,
that's the first thing people did in Fallout.
Somehow, yeah. Yeah, you know what's funny about that? Like, just a quick little story about that. Fallout 4 uses Skyrim engine.
Yeah.
All of the mods from Skyrim were just dragged and dropped in.
Drag and dropped.
Yeah, straight into Fallout 4. Like, all of, like,
the nude code, yeah.
Yeah, like, it was, all the stuff works because the fucking...
The programming is the same.
Because the engine is identical. I'm like,
of course it is.
So ridiculous.
It's just reskinned.
Yeah.
By the way, that was so funny when we did the nude mod on mine.
Uh-huh.
I walked up to this old lady, took off all her clothes, and she's like, she has a slamming body.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they don't always look amazing. I mean, it's still a mod.
Of course it is, but it's still just so funny that you got this old-ass lady, and she's just got, like, this 20-year-old body underneath.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean... Yeah, I have to say, too, that's probably the worst part about Fallout 76. I mean, among other things, but it's like, you can't mod it, right?
Because it's all online.
Like,
if you change anything,
do you guys know anything about
cheating?
Do you guys know anything about people that like your games? They want to mod it. They don't want to fucking.
Well, what are they gonna do? Like, seriously, what are they gonna do? Fallout 4 was good. From when I played it, it was good. I enjoyed it.
I liked it too.
It became kind of mundane after a certain point, and I stopped playing.
About it. Yeah, I don't make cartoons about shit I don't like. That's not
right,
true.
But
that's not true. I made a ukulele cartoon. I'm sorry.
Well, you enjoyed it somewhat.
I didn't beat it. I'll tell you that much. I didn't beat it. Yeah.
You know that's coming to Switch too, or that came and went on Switch. Yeah. We still haven't played it.
You know, it's funny. I heard a little story about Fallout 76 actually. I guess people were really upset about this game. I haven't played it, just so you know. So I'm not saying whether it's good or bad, but it's a piece of shit. And the special Tricentennial edition or something, Power Armor edition, something,
right,
was supposed to come with this canvas bag, like this army canvas looking bag that had
cool.
That had the helmet in it, like a Power Armor helmet, which is cool. Yeah,
wearable.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
When people got them, it turns out that they weren't canvas. They were just like a poncho material, and they were all crinkly. And people were really upset because they were just like, it doesn't even look like something that would be in Fallout. Like, it just looks like a poncho. Like, it looks dumb, right?
That's awful.
So they so people were complaining about it and all this shit. Bethesda was giving them like these bullshit emails back, like, oh, we're sorry it didn't meet your standards, but you know, we actually that canvassing was just a prototype, and we weren't gonna actually like roll that out to the public, which is pretty shitty because I remember when we went to E3. And we saw all that cool shit that was, like, behind the display cases.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's awesome. How much does that cost? Because I'm, like, considering it. Like, there was one that had, like, a Pip-Boy that you could wear. Yeah. That had, like, a cool-ass box and everything.
The wearable Pip-Boy. That was fun.
Yeah, and I was like, man, that's fucking cool. But anyway, so people were obviously upset. Later on, they sent out actual canvas bags to, like, YouTube influencers with, like, with Ernie's like already shaking.
I'm shaking my head. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, they got like the power helmet and all that stuff, and like a goodie bag of all kinds of shit.
That's awful.
In a canvas bag, and people were so fucking mad.
Why would they do that? That seems like the stupidest move.
I don't
like. We got to get people to play this game. How do we do it? Well, this thing that we promised them that we'd give them. Let's give that to some select people and have them like. Wave it in front of them and be like, look what you didn't get.
Let's give it to somebody else. I know, and like, it sucks too because it's like, I feel like Bethesda has got away with so much.
Because they're Bethesda.
You know? Yeah, because they're kind of cheeky in the way they kind of like, they're like, oh yeah, we know that, like, you know, Skyrim, we've been selling you Skyrim for like 10 years or whatever, or like, you know, like even the fact that they kind of like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like they have kind of a charm to their game. They're buggy and they kind of.
I don't know if that's a charm, but continue.
Well, I should say like in if you're talking about like Skyrim and Fallout 4, to me it's like quantity over quality. That's fine with me, you know.
Okay.
Like I've played Skyrim, I don't know how many times. I've like never done the same thing twice, you know. Like I mean, that's not true. But, like, I've done new shit every single time that I've played Skyrim. You know? So, like, so that's a positive. But it's just, like, now it's, like, 76 is such a cash grab. Such a blatant cash grab that it's, like, fucking ridiculous, dude. Like,
I think the mindset was, like, listen, we have this game already ready to go. We could just build another game where they go and play each other. I think that's as far as they thought it ahead, because Fallout's really not a game about fucking a ton of people being in one place. Yeah, it's about you being alone in this wasteland.
I think it's hard because it's like, okay, I know Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out, right?
Right.
How in the fuck is that going to be, like, revolutionary?
They'll find a way.
Because 76 to them, I think, was supposed to be that.
76 to
it was, like, supposed to be, like, the next step, because Fallout 4, a lot of people's complaints were just, like...
It's just more of the same.
It is just more Fallout 3, yeah. Which is, like, to me, that's fine. I don't give a shit. It's, like...
Right, but I think what will make, in my opinion, what will make it revolutionary will be how much you actually affect what's around you. Because right now, it's like, in Fallout 3, the most you could do is, like, affect people's... affect the way people act around you and maybe destroy a town or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you could really influence a world where whatever decisions you make your world entirely different from what I do.
Yeah.
Not with me building it. Not that bullshit. Because that was a bullshit part of Fallout. I hated that
part. Yeah.
But, like, if I influence somebody and they're like, we're going to build a town over here, or you tell them, no, we're just going to go destroy that town, and then the landscape of your map looks completely different than mine. That will be revolutionary, because then it'll feel like, wow, I'm really building my own world.
That would be cool, actually, because I remember when Fallout 4 came out, I was like, why is there no karma system? I was like, I guess it wasn't a big deal, but, like, it kind of makes me feel like, out of all the games that came out during that time that had karma systems, like Fable and, like, Knights of the Old Republic and, like, Fallout 3.
Fable.
I feel like it had, like, a natural place in Fallout, because that was a game where, like, I liked having a lot of freedom, and, like, I don't know if it was just because you had voice acting now that, you know, you couldn't have as many options, because...
Right.
I remember before, like, you had, like, a fucking laundry list of things that you could say to people. Like, really, like, outlandish things, too. Like, just fuck off. Like, you could say fuck off to them and stuff.
And sometimes there were, like, 8 decisions that you could say, and then if you chose the wrong one, the next one was like, okay, see ya. Yeah. But, like, there were tons and tons of things you could say. Mm-hmm. And in the new one, you just have that weird orb at the bottom.
You just have, like, 4
things.
4 things. And it's like, it actually was, like, the bottom one was always, like, negative, and the top one was, like, positive. There was, like, some weird shit. Yeah, anyway.
I think I got another mission for you.
Yeah. Oh, boy. But, yeah, any final thoughts, Ernie?
Yeah, number one is I think you should give Rabbids a try.
Rabbids?
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Because it's a fun game.
Did you get a digital?
Yeah.
Damn it. All right, never mind.
But either way, you could play it next time we're around.
Yeah, okay. And I suppose you're recommending Future Man as well.
I am recommending Future Man because I think it is crude, but the jokes in it are, man, they're just... I know they can be crude, but they do them in such a nice way that makes me laugh. Because they're not just random. They have a place in the story.
They make you laugh.
They make me
laugh.
I'd
say that's the sign of a good joke.
Well, I'm just saying, like, listen,
that's just me, though.
You got a Family Guy where they just cut to some random shit and it's like, look, it's Hitler on a unicycle juggling some fish. Right. Or it's part of a story where, like, Stan from American Dad has to start twerking because he's controlling a robot that's dancing with his son.
Okay,
that's funny.
Sure.
Right? Okay, yeah, so it's more along that line where it's like, this is what's happening right now.
No, yeah, I am a fan of that. Like I said, that's why I like The Good Place, because there's actually continuity to it.
There's a lot of continuity in this.
And the fact that like a lot of the episodes end like on cliffhangers and stuff, I'm like, oh man, I gotta watch.
That's what I mean. That's why I think you're gonna like this. The story is, and if you miss an episode of this series, you're completely lost. Okay. You know what I mean? So I'm recommending that.
I'm recommending the Spider-Man trailer. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. You can
see what you think of old Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and binge the whole trailer on one sitting,
what?
I mean, go ahead. You're a little bit crazy, but I mean, go ahead.
And I'm also recommending that you hit up my brother's Twitter page because he put up some new boots he's got on. He's got some new boots.
Thanks for plugging my new Nikes.
New boot goofing.
A quick side note about that. So I was, I've been buying Jordans lately, and
Wonder why?
I have a problem. Yes, and one of them, the ones that I just bought were like some homage to like a Sports Illustrated cover or something. And I was like, where do I find out about Michael Jordan? Huh? Netflix is gonna get a 10-part series, a mini-series, like a documentary style mini
on MJ.
On Michael Jordan. Yeah. So
nice.
Look out.
One of their 50 over 50, 50 of 50 kind of thing.
I think it's done by one of them sports places. I don't know what they're called.
ESPNs
or sports.
They have a great dude. You shouldn't have talked about this because I have a lot to say. They have fucking great documentaries.
Oh yeah.
ESPN makes some really fucking.
Well, if it is them, then it'll be good because that's exactly what I was looking for. So and right on time too. You know, like I was. Right when I'm
you think
at the peak of interest in this man.
Just a little preview. They have a great. You think it's just about look at this great guy documentary? It's not all about that. One of them's called Cash. One of the documentaries, and it talks about all these sports legends who are fucking poor because they couldn't handle their money, or they did something stupid, or they got swindled, or they spent it. Like there's one baseball player who decided he was going to make a video game company. And it just fucking flopped. And it's just interesting to see how much money they actually make and how long it's supposed to last them.
He made the N-Gage. That's cool.
Well, did you engage?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll probably talk about that next time, right?
That's cool, yeah. So I don't know when it's coming out because it doesn't have a date yet. But very interested in checking that out.
Speaking of checking things out, check out Steven's Twitter. Like I said.
Ernie, you already said that.
I know, but now you have to give out the name.
I'm at Soho Shuffle on Twitter. Ernie, what about you?
I am Neo Ernie.
You can find us on iTunes, Radio Toons Podcast. You can find us on SoundCloud, Radio Toons Podcast. And right. Also on YouTube. If you're already watching on YouTube, then...
keep watching.
Here we are. Yeah.
And check out the Playtoons episodes. They're really funny.
Yeah, I think they're really funny. And Ernie thinks they're really funny.
And they sound great.
So that's 4 thumbs up. Okay? So, what else do you need, right? But that does it for this week, guys. See you next week.
See you next week, guys.